You're currently feeling sad and you're thinking that you've got depression. A lot is happening in your mind. You have no control over it. I'm here to tell you that none of that is real. I'll try to explain it, what it all means, and how you can always overcome it, right? But for now, I want to teach you one way you can stop all of that, right? It's not going to take away the fact that you have a lot that you have to deal with. It's just going to give you courage enough to have control over it at the same time without losing yourself in the process. Because it is one thing for you to be stressful and you go through depression, but it is another when you completely lose your whole entire body and control over it to the point that you take your own life or you harm yourself. Okay, you're gonna have to be open-minded for this in order for you to understand. Now, the first thing that I want you to do is you need to attach the tip of your tongue. That is the tip of your tongue. Then you have to attach it to the roof of your mouth, right? Now, this gets complicating at times because some of you will find the switch to the roof of your mouth and try to bring the alpha brain wave energy that needs to take effect in this case, in whatever that is that you are currently going through, right? It is your teeth, right? Then there's a palate. Okay, you'll feel like different bumpers. You skip that one. Then there's where now it subsides like a hole. If you can actually put your thumb inside, you're gonna feel it. And then after that, there's a bumper, softness of it. Around that area, you'll find it, and you have to attach the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth. That is a switch, right? If it's hard, you want to put your thumb again and try to massage, and you'll feel it. When you attach the tip of your tongue to the roof of the mouth, to the roof of your mouth on that switch, you stay in the process, you massage it for the longest of time. The initial time you need to spend doing that, it has to be like from 30 seconds to a minute, from a minute to 1 minute 30 seconds, then so on. You can do it for like 5 minutes to 10 minutes, right, for the better, far greater results, right? You will notice that while you're massaging, you're gonna have control. You're gonna calm down, especially if you're angry, right? You're gonna calm down and you're gonna activate a different pattern of energy inside that needs to be stimulated in order for you to balance yourself and be over the mood that makes you feel sad, make you feel like you're going through depression or anything that is negative at that time, right? Everything will change immediately. For some of you, it won't happen instantly, but it will change if you keep on putting your tongue attached to the roof of your mouth like that. You're massaging that area until you find it, right? Some of you will find it and some of you won't find it immediately, but you will find it as long as you keep on massaging in that area. You can do it in a meditation, or you can just close your eyes and just practice it for like 10 minutes each day, 3 times a day. Even for those who don't have a lot that they're going through, right? You need to activate your alpha energy to be at a higher frequency, you know. When it happens that you suddenly feel like you want to take your life, you want to kill yourself, this is similar to when you age, because growing up as a child, when you are born, your alpha brain wave energy is mostly active, right? Then when you reach 30 to okay, not 30, but 40 towards 50 years old, that energy changes. Then you move to theta, right? Then from theta, you start to, when you reach 60, 70, 80, you start to move to delta. Around those stages, you usually die. you become a victim to disease. You become very vulnerable because you're no longer having that alpha energy on that high altitude. Okay, so this is what happens when you start to feel as such. It means that you have lost control over your body, right? You having to lose control over your body, it tells you that you are moving to a theta. Then from there, instantly you're gonna be to delta. So initially you're fast tracking your energy, moving from the alpha energy, which makes you happy, calm down, have control, and be over and above anything that is negative that's happening in your mind. And now you fast track it to theta and delta, and that's when I start to have those emotions or feeling that you need to kill yourself. You become suicidal, right? So it is because of the lack of the alpha energy. Now if you have more of your alpha energy and you maintain it even to the ages of 40, 50, 60, 70, I'm telling you, it's going to be very impossible for you to die, because you have that energy. It's going to be very impossible for you to go through stress. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go through stress. You have to go through it, but it is one thing to go through stress if you have no control over your body to the point that you lose yourself and you end up dying. Because now you have actually fast tracked your energy to the delta stage. You will take your life. You will die. So that's the reason why you will fall victim to this stress, feeling like you have depression. It's not that. You have shifted your energy from alpha to theta, then it takes you to delta. Then negative things are bound to happen. Take for example, when a child is feeling so stressed and they have a lot when it comes to maybe it might be the environment, or they're just crying, you notice that your child just put their thumb inside and start to suck it. And the moment when they do that, they become happy the next few seconds. You must pay attention. They become so happy and excited because they're playing with the switch. Now they're flaming it to actually be even extra. You get what I'm saying? In order for them to have control of everything and not to be harming themselves with what's happening around the environment that might have a way to impact their internal body. So you want to have that energy. Your children are very good at it, and you want to maintain it to that level that you're always overcoming those things. If I have to go a little bit about it, is I'll use Jesus character. They talk about the aura behind him, and that aura, in order for it to stand and to have power, there's what you call the quadrats around your crown, right? You have one that's like this, the others doing the other way, and the others are just in different places around your crown. Those are like the quadrats, and these quadrats are very responsible to connect with this aura behind you that ignites in the darkness and light. Right, so we're still talking about the quadrants, right? I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right, the quadrants or the quadrats. So basically, I was making an example with Jesus Christ character. You see behind his head, there's like this oval, round shape, disc that ignites like light, right? And the way they put it is actually even more confusing, I want to say this without having to be too complicated at it, because what I'm going to talk about mostly, or what I talk about most of the time, is you can't find it in the books, and it makes it hard for people to actually even understand what I'm saying. It becomes too far-fetched, and I understand. That's why you have to be very open-minded. So when it comes to these quadrants, in order for that light to ignite, right, you firstly have to stimulate your alpha brainwave, because that's what actually connects to. Because with this quadrats, they're more like corners. They're more like the corners around your head. In simple terms, they're more like horns, right? So everybody has this quadrants, and the moment when you find your heart and you start to connect with your Okay, your thymus gland also plays a role, and you connect with your alpha energy, right, on the switch. There's a way to stimulate that. Okay, I don't know if I will teach about this, there's a way to stimulate that in order for the quadrats, your horns, to start to align. And when they align, then it will actually expose the disc behind you, to the point that in the darkness, like, because I know somebody's thinking that, nah, man, Jesus Christ is the only one. No, it's not. Everybody has, right now as we speak, you have this these horns I'm talking about, that when they are properly aligned, right, you will have to have, this aura behind you will start to ignite, to the point that even in the darkness they can see light in you. In the darkness, pure pitch black darkness. Okay, so it's a stimulation for you to be at that, on that level. You will notice that in ancient times you'll see pictures of beings that are having horns, and one of the famous one is the one in Africa about a woman carrying a moon and their horns, and that picture is misunderstood. It is misunderstood because people think that it is a connection to the moon, that is a representation of a woman, but I don't want to talk about it here. But if I must say, horns, in actual fact, they've never represented the devil or evil or anything that is negative, right? The horns that you have are the quadrats I'm talking about, that connects you to the aura. And right now as we speak, a lot of you have those horns, but they are not actually properly aligned, right? And it is something that you need to fix along your spiritual journey when you start to connect, especially if you're going to engage and interact with your alpha brain wave energy, because there comes a stage when you have aligned your chakras, or activated your macabre is spinning, clockwise and counterclockwise at the same time, and you already, of course, you can't connect to your macabre if your heart is not in the right place. If you have not found your heart first, it's going to be very difficult, right? So you connect to your heart, then it is your macabre, and then it starts to spin. And as well, everybody has a macabre, everybody has it, right? Jesus Christ had to go through these things as well, the real Jesus, not Jesus Christ, Salamander. The real Jesus Christ's name is Salamander. So he had to go through these things. The moment when you find your heart, then you activate your macabre. It is your thymus gland, then it is the alpha brainwave energy switch. That's very important. Then from there you start to align your horns. You get what I'm saying? You start to align your horns, then you start to have that disc I'm talking about, right? You start to have the disc I'm talking about. Then from there, man, you become a super being, very powerful. The light which you will carry or have in that at that moment, it will light up the whole Johannesburg. I'm telling you will light up the whole Johannesburg with that light from South Africa. If it's actually even broad, you can actually light it up to the point that it can light up the whole Gauteng. So the horns, they don't represent the devil. No. That's fear-mongering, and it makes people not to understand. Everybody has horns, every one of you. And sometimes, some of you guys have noticed this in people, that I'm seeing horns in this person, and it's confusing. Because most of the people that are extraterrestrial beings, all right, they have their horns aligned. Then you start to see them, and you become so scared. Why am I seeing horns in this person? And yes, sometimes you might see their horns like the devil shaped, because they are not aligned. They don't know. That's another thing, they don't know. All right, so they need to align their horns, because it goes straight like this, and there's the one that goes the other way around. and there's the one that actually goes straight. Then they start to connect with all over with your whole entire crown. That's where the crown thing comes from, right? That's where the crown thing comes from, because if I've said this before, that people that are wearing crowns, okay, I don't want to insult people. I don't want to, like, you can't wear a crown if you're not aligned, or you're not actually on that level. The crown is way, like, it is more than what you think. It connects to the DNA. So the crown is a connection of this horns. That's where the idea of a crown comes from, because your head has these horns. You can shape and reshape your horns accordingly, but they have to be aligned and connected well in order for you to have this mystical being about yourself, and start to explore. It's very interesting. So during these times, you have to try by all means to connect to your alpha brain energy so that you can fulfill yourself well. Going back to the alpha brain wave energy, because the 2 or 3 videos that I made, it was concerning that, and including this one. I just want to close this topic for now. So I was talking about the quadrats and alpha energy, the importance of it, just so I can talk about the horns as well, right? The reason why I wanted to talk about this alpha energy is because it can help you to beat stress, and you will stop this mentality of thinking to kill yourself. And I used to say that no, everything is gonna be okay, stop thinking too much. It doesn't help. You have to bring back your alpha brain wave energy, right? And they do sell these tablets, but I wouldn't advise anybody to go buy those tablets, because you have to understand how you are able to have control over this thymus gland, right? And I think if you're gonna take a shortcut, I don't know, man, but people, that it's your money, you can do whatever that is that you want to do with it. I'm just advising. So again, I can't stop making an example without involving children, like to suck their thumbs. You must pay attention to them. They become in a happy mood. Oh yes, they have this alpha energy active, but they like to broaden it and make it even bigger. And I personally think that it's gonna be very good when you continue teaching your children about this, so that they can be able to maintain it, right? Never feel sad, bad, or anything. And these are the things that should be taught at school, right? How to handle stress when it comes to a natural way for you to bring back that energy. When you bring back that energy, it is not only coming back, but it will rejuvenate you and start to align everything for you. So the same thing that happens with you. I would advise you that you want to massage the switch under the roof. When you attach the tip of your tongue to the roof of your mouth, you want to massage that each and every 10 or after 15 minutes. You just try to massage it for like 1 to 2 minutes. Every time, you will see all stress and everything will go away. You'll have an understanding how you have to see things through without you having to think, I want to kill myself, I want to do harm on myself because I can't handle it. You have to overcome the theta energy and the delta energy, and you stick and stay in your alpha energy all the time. It takes all the problems away from you emotionally, so that you can be able to open the door to face the reality of what's happening in your life without you having to be destroyed at the same time, right? So every time you see your children doing this, I know in the black community you say you're old, Why are you doing this? Let them be. They know what they are doing. They will stop. But we should teach our children that they can still connect to this alpha switch with the tip of their tongue. And I'm telling you, your children won't have any stress at school, any exams, anything that is related to that. They'll be able to handle the pressure, right? They'll be able to handle the pressure and focus and be coming through, right? They'll beat anything. You will as well. Okay. We're in winter times, and I strongly advise you guys as well to do this, because in winter you tend to consume a lot of food. That's why you become very vulnerable. And in winter, emotions rise, sadness, disappointments, all of that, because everything becomes too short. Things change, the flow of money changes in winter. So you want to have so much of that energy that everything that you go through, you don't actually consume it. It doesn't consume it to that level. You want to make sure that you have this you have this alpha brain energy active in your body to the point that you're not consuming so much food. Then you end up being you end up gaining weight. Because one thing I've noticed in winter times, as soon as winter passes, you start to have sickness. You start to be sick, because you're filling yourself with so much toxins. Because remember, your body is trying to fight so hard to gain that energy back. Because in winter, the sun is not there. Therefore, you are accustomed in eating a lot because you want to bring back that energy. But if your thymus gland is highly active, I'm telling you, you'll still maintain the very same diet you would when it is summer or when the sun is active. Because when the sun is more active, you don't eat a lot, right? If you're eating a lot, then you've got a lot of worms in your body. You're only going to eat a lot in winter because you want to replace that energy you do not have anymore when you have to sun gaze, right? So all of these things happen all at once in winter. The crime rate increase, people sleep more, you're not really conscious of what's happening outside. When you sleep you sleep in the you sleep at night and you wake up even late in the AM, because you don't have that energy. You get what I'm saying? You don't have that energy. That is why the crime rate rise and the burglars are going to people's houses. They know that you're sleeping. You're not going to actually bother to notice anything of what's happening in the yard. It's easy for them to do that. Many negative things happen around winter. That is why winter is not good, and it is accustomed by the moon. Not to say that I'm trying to demonize it. The moon is trapped. It is trying to get away as well, like you and I, from this planet. I'm not blaming the moon for anything. If the moon is serving you and you're connecting with it, continue doing that. But I can't stop to say that the moon is involved in everything that is chaotic when it comes to winter. Because if the moon was not there, there was never going to be winter at all. You want to activate your alpha brain energy to that level so that you can maintain this energy within. And instead of you consuming a lot of food, you have a very easy way for you to connect with this energy at will, because your body is technology. And very soon you guys will realize this. I know that to some of you I might be talking something that's very far-fetched, but you will realize this about yourself, that your body is technology. I look at people, they fancy the fact that we have tall buildings, structures on the surface of the planet, and we have cars roaming around. But the extraterrestrial beings, when they look at us, we're still far. They're looking at us as dumb people. Why am I saying that? Initially, we were not supposed to build houses. We're supposed to build houses underground. That is why it is easy for them to poison us in this atmosphere. They can't poison us in the ground. They cannot. Same thing happens with the cars. We're supposed to be having cars with free energy. The fact that we have a petrol station on the ground that is oil and petrol and all of that, when you start a car, what happens? It affects the atmosphere, the mother nature. The very same car you give credit to, that is so, it is it is a very intelligent car. No, it's not. We're supposed to be having cars that have free energy, but everything that we start up that is ancient, it is affecting Mother Nature. Your Merkaba is the free energy. And by the way, the Merkaba is a Zulu word. The Zulu people have forgotten about what is Merkaba. I haven't. You know, that's how we came here, from the heavens, you know, through the Merkaba system. Please try to connect with your higher self.